these, oh my gosh.
Story of today's detail. This was Grandma's car, and it has been adopted now by her granddaughter, who is my client, who hired me to clean it. And she's like, it's such a great car, 24, 25 years old, 70,000 miles. It's her little commuter car. And she's like, I need it to be de-gramified. That's what we're doing today. And I'm gonna show you guys the process that I would use. So we're not dealing with stains. We're not really dealing with anything crazy here. Everything's pretty clean, but she wants it freshened up. She just doesn't want it to feel gramified, right? Want to get all that dust out. She's like, the upholstered seats kind of weird me out. So here's the very first step I do. I feel like I'm already preparing myself for the comments that might come with my particular process. So if you're a new detailer here, I'm going to tell you a couple things. The first thing I'm going to tell you, because I know a ton of new detailers are watching this channel, they tell me all the time, and I appreciate you. But the very first thing I'm going to tell you is that you, as the business owner, the process you use does not matter, okay? So long as you're getting the job done, you're getting it done in a way that works for you, you're getting your results for the client, you're not destroying the car, and everyone's happy in the end, okay? So first off, the process doesn't particularly matter so long as you get the job done. One other thing that goes along with those lines is this client hired me for an extraction for this vehicle, but you know what the vehicle needs, right? Yes, this vehicle needs an extraction. I'm going to go above and beyond to extract all of what is sitting deep in this upholstery, right? But I don't particularly need to go through and do a wet extraction. What we're actually going to do here is a dry extraction. Now, the second thing I want to share with you is that I prefer to not come across as a this is how you do it detailer. I'm here very openly just sharing what I do and what my journey is and how I go about things. I actually prefer the marketing business end of things more than I enjoy the detailing end of things. And so if you're here looking for how-tos and how to properly detail, this isn't the channel for that. This is the channel of how to grow your business and watching somebody else do it alongside of you. So there are a couple great detailers on here that probably have some better expertise in those areas, and I have no shame in saying that. But anywho, back to this detail. So what I'm doing is I'm going through with this drill brush, and I took a long time to actually learn about the toilet head drill brush. And this is now one of my go-tos for everything. It really, you can see, it gets so deep into that upholstery and really lifts things out. And today we have a really breezy day, which I'm kind of thankful for because it's honestly just sucking all of that right on out of the car. Now, a lot of you have probably thought like, oh my gosh, you're just lifting it out and it's settling right back in. I assure you, when I finished this entire process and then went back and air compressed and drill brushed a little bit more, there was absolutely nothing left coming out of these seats. So you're going to see throughout this process that I'm going to do what's called a dry extraction. I'm not doing a full wet steam extraction. And the reason for that is that typically I'm going to use a wet extraction process when there are spills. So I've had coffee spills. I have had chocolate milk spills. I have had urine, whether it's from a mouse or a person, bio spills. Like those are the types of things that I'm going to use a wet extraction for. And the reason being is that you really do want to get deeper into those cushions to really extract out what's deep and lingering. Whereas this particular issue, it's more of just an overall dirty, dusty, it's a 25-year-old vehicle. So it's just more so really getting this thing clean, sanitized, and freshened up. And so this is going to require a different process. And that's why I'm doing the dry extraction versus the wet. And that's kind of how I determine which one I'm going to be doing. Now, can you do a wet extraction on this? Here's my take and why I'm not doing one is because I just don't think it's necessary. And I'm almost concerned that sometimes adding in moisture to a situation like this, it just doesn't feel like it's going to freshen it. Oh boy, that lens is filthy. It's always funny when you come across these super clean vehicles on the initial inspection, and then as you get in there, you're like, oh my gosh, there's so much more than what the eye sees in the beginning. So this particular vehicle has that big spill down the side, and I'm not sure what that is. There's also a lot of food just really hidden deep, as you'll see a little later in this detail. But I'm going to go through, I have to drill brush the floors and really clean those up before we start to actually chemically clean them. So I'm going to go through and do a vacuuming just to kind of lift up a lot of that heavy stuff and get that out of there.
Just the difference of cleaning the floor mats and doing the drill brush is already going to transform this car. Never mind little bits of dog hair and actually doing an enzyme treatment on it.
I've gotten a lot of comments saying that me using the pumice stone is just destroying the upholstery in these vehicles. And I'm going to tell you, as a detailer, it's our job to know if we're doing the job right or if we're destroying vehicles. And every single tool, every single chemical has the ability to do damage. But you have to use your judgment. And in these particular cases, if I'm utilizing a pumice stone, it's because it's doing the job and it's actually not causing any damage.
So this client actually found me through that collaboration that I shared with you guys. I'll link that one here. It's a great way to get clients now that I have done it. But she was recommended to me from that collaboration, and then she followed my Instagram, and so she has been following my Instagram, and she's just like, oh my gosh, I could just watch your videos all day long. So Instagram is such a powerful tool. Like, it's not about growing the following, but it's about showcasing what you do and how you're different to build a relationship with people to want to book with you. That's the power of Instagram.
And that's exactly what I've been helping business owners do for the past year and a half. It's all about learning how to build long-lasting and authentic brands and learn how to create content that actually books clients. So if you want more info on that in my 3-month mentorship, I'll walk you through all of it with a link in the description. While I've been working on the interior of the car, Adam has been doing a full pressure wash on the floor mats. Now, the floor mats had quite a bit of stains. They've obviously never been cleaned. So what we do with those is we do a full pressure wash. We pressure wash them. We do a stain removal, an enzyme treatment, a shampoo, and then do a full extraction on those. Like I said, there was just so many fuzzes on all of these seats, and I'm not quite sure what it was, but they've all got to go. So I'm kind of going through all of the seats now and just getting rid of those last bits of fuzzes. And while I'm doing that, I'm also going through and doing that dry extraction, as we're going to call it, on these seats. So what I'm utilizing here, and I'll add these into the description as well, but I've got my steamer out, and then I also have PNS Terminator and PNS Carpet Bomber. So what I do is I spray the Terminator. The Terminator now is an enzyme treatment, so that's going to really lift out, break down, and kill any sort of contaminants that might be on these seats. And then I'm going to spray that on, and then I'm going to let it sit. I'm going to rub it in a little bit with my fingers. Then I'm also going to spray on the Carpet Bomber and let that sit while I rub it in and give it a little agitation with my fingers. Then I will go through with a steamer and a microfiber cloth, and I will kind of clean it all out and do that dry extraction. Now, the microfiber cloth, because I'm not using a ton of liquid, is going to just kind of draw all of the dirt and all of the contaminants and those chemicals out of there. And then once you finish that, you can go through with either the PNS hydrogen peroxide treatment, Or I have also heard from other detailers that O&R will also neutralize the cleaners as well. So when you're using these two products, the PNS Terminator and the PNS Carpet Bomber, you really don't need to use a lot of product. And even the directions will tell you that. So you can just kind of mist it on there, and then you'll see me start to kind of rub it in with my fingers. And that's just kind of getting it a little deeper. It's getting the product working. It's adding in some agitation to start to lift the dirt out. And one thing, as I mentioned a little bit earlier, you'll want to use the hydrogen peroxide, treatment afterwards, because if you don't neutralize this product, it's just going to keep working. So any bit of dirt, if a client got back in the car and rubbed dirt or had dirt on their pants, it's going to literally pull the dirt off their pants and onto the seat. So you always want to neutralize this product afterwards.
To the back, so vacuum it quick first.
Oh yeah.
And then, do you want to do the plastics while I finish the floors?
I quit.
Same.
It's actually very relaxing. Nice tree shade today. The floors actually came out pretty good.
Yeah. Like everything, it's like it doesn't really need an extraction. It just needed a lift and now a D.
It'll count as an extraction.
The job.
Yeah, just there's some goo in the middle section. That's the worst part. The rest of it's not bad.
Yeah, I'm just talking about the actual upholstery. Like,
so plastics, that's what you're saying? Like door plastics, you didn't do anything?
Yeah, I'm gonna steam, and then anything that's gooey, I'm gonna steam as well.
Yeah. You didn't do any of the doors, right?
I haven't touched any plastics. I'm just nothing. Just watching you work. I don't remember if I did this.
So often on auto upholstery, you can't really tell if things are coming clean other than what you see when you look at your rag and you see, what's come off. But I've tested this method numerous times on my own white carpets, and I will tell you, it works so well. So if you're not sure of how to do extractions, I'm telling you, especially as a newer detailer, just do some samples, try different things, or maybe even go to the store and buy scraps of carpeting or remnants and just test things out and try different methods, see what works for you. But I have utilized this method multiple times with steam and with the products, and it works incredibly well without having to really fully extract. Again, I only do the deep extraction when there's been an actual spill. And I do have a wet extraction video, and what I'll do is I'll link that video below for you, and that just walks you through the entire step-by-step process of how I do a wet extraction when there has been a spill. And in that particular video, one of my clients had an iced tea spill, so that'll be a great video for you to watch. My steamer always takes a little bit to warm up, so now that it's warmed up, I'm going to go through and do the steam cleaning as needed. And this steam cleaning is great for those tight crevices, for sticky areas, and also to really sanitize those carpets and hard surfaces.
This is why I just use the door jams and the doors all at once, because it's a waste of time doing one at a time.
It is a waste of time when you're going to do the door jams for a second time when I've already done them.
If you did the door jams and
guess what? I've done hundreds. Yeah, when I'm done and washing the car, because that's all going to get wet. After you wash the car, then go through and do all that. It's all going to get wet and you have to wipe it down again.
That's fine.
Oh, you don't seem to listen. yeah, you say me do me, and then I do me, and then you go through and do it again.
And the door jam drama continues, my friends. You're here for the entertainment and the tips. So here we go. Working with my husband has been totally fine, right? But also, as you all have said, it's better to have somebody work with you that's extra particular than not particular enough. But with that being said, I have detailed hundreds and hundreds of vehicles at this point. I've never had a client call me back for dirty door jams. Nor do I believe that door jams need to have every ounce of grease removed from them, unlike my husband's theory on door jams. So, I've already done all the door jams, and I particularly did the door jams so we didn't have to take 6 hours doing the door jams. But I clearly didn't do the door jams good enough, so he's going to go through and do them again. The funny thing of working with somebody else is that our details have not been cut down in time at all. And I actually ended up doing a detail solo a few weeks back, and I did it in the same amount of time that it would take two of us to do it. But what I will say is that the physical aspect, like the laborious aspect of it, the wear and tear on your body, is most certainly cut in half. So while our time has not been cut in half, the physical workload has been. So that has definitely been a plus. But we're also not trying to build a full-time detail business here. So the goal for me is to just kind of keep going and get the bills paid at the moment as I'm transitioning into what's next. And as for why am I not trying to build a full-time business here, the answer is just that I'm kind of feeling unstimulated. So I'm going on year 3. We've done hundreds of cars. I don't enjoy the paint correction process. And I know that realistically, this business only has so much room for growth, and it's not in a direction that I'm particularly excited about any longer. So there are avenues that I have enjoyed in the process of building this business, and that's kind of the direction I'm leaning in.
We have some McGuire's Hyperwash is what we're using in here today. You can also do the bugs, like the bottom tar, if the I can't think. Mirrors have bugs. So like this whole bit, you can do that right now. And same with the bugs up front.
I love using Superior's Dark Fury, and I first apply that to the wheels, to the mirrors, to the windshield, to the front, like anywhere there might be heavily soiled bugs and tar. And this is one of the best, most cost-efficient tar and bug removers possible. So I spray that on, I let that sit just before it starts to dry, I give it a good rinse off. So I have all my tools linked in the description for you guys, but this pressure washer head I want to make a note of. This is the McKillen's pressure washer head, and I've been using this since day one. So I've had this for going on 2-3 years. And this is one of my favorite guns. I absolutely love this and highly recommend using this. I no longer recommend the wand. I had the wand attachment and it just ended up leaking everywhere. I don't like it. It sits in my van. I don't use it. But this gun is linked in the description. So if you don't have one or if you're looking to get a pressure washer gun, I highly recommend it. So when you're detailing, I think a mistake I see a lot of newer detailers do is that they're trying to use pressure. So you shouldn't need to use any pressure when you're detailing a vehicle. It doesn't matter if it's the interior, the exterior. You should just need light agitation and your chemicals should be doing the work for you. There's no need to scrub. There's no need to apply pressure. The more pressure you apply, the more damage you're doing. So allow your chemicals to do the work for you. One thing I planned on getting this year, which I haven't, is a blower so I don't have to towel dry and hand dry everything. And the reason I haven't gotten one yet is because I haven't had a single person book an exterior detail. And I've been living here for 8 months now. So this is the first exterior detail I think we've done. So I have not invested any money into any exterior tools here. But I'm on the verge of investing in one, so if you guys have one that you're loving, please let me know in the comments, because I've been doing a lot of review reading and seeing which one's best and would love to hear what's working for you. The towels that I'm using here, though, these are the Rag Company drying towels. Absolutely love them, and those are also linked in the description, but where I purchased these from is Detailed Image. And Detailed Image also has a discount code, again, in the description, if you're looking for a place in a wholesaler to get your products and your tools. If you've been following this channel for a bit, and if you haven't been, hit that subscribe button. But if you've been following for a bit, you know that I started off as a detailer with absolutely no knowledge and no experience. I just simply utilized YouTube, did my research, made lists, and researched all of these products that people were sharing. So when I am sharing these products with you, I'm certainly not sponsored by them or anything like that. These are just products that I have tried and tested and learned from, typically from other detailers on YouTube. So I feel it's my duty to share them with you.
I already did that front quarter panel.
Oh, you did. Want to get this side?
Already did, yeah. We'll get the roof next. I actually already did this side, so I don't have to like stress over it.
On this side?
I did while you were doing. I was just bored.
Oh, you already did kind of the front of it.
Yeah, I made sure to do that when I was doing the windshield, so I didn't have to drip it all back down. Really no rhyme or reason right now. I'm just fucking. Oh God.
The very last thing I do, and I have a video on this one as well, is I'm going to clean the interior windows of this car. Now, I don't know when the last time the windows of this car have been cleaned, or if ever, quite honestly. They're very, very, very dirty, dusty, smoky, I'm not sure what. That's going to require some extra attention. So one of the things I love to do is to first use a degreaser. Now, I learned this trick with my own vehicles, and quite honestly, what I was using was Dawn dish detergent, and I would add some Dawn dish detergent to a paper towel. But what I do a lot in the details that I do here, or I first use Super Clean. Now, Super Clean's a degreaser. It's going to break down a lot of that dirt and remove a lot of those streaks that just kind of move around rather than actually get removed. So I first use the Super Clean with a microfiber towel, and then I'll go through with paper towels and do the real good cleaning with, oh goodness, you know what it is. My window cleaner. I can't think of the name right now. It's been about 4.5 hours from arrival to departure, and y'all, I cannot wait to share this client's reaction with you. She was so grateful, and she is the reason that I love what I do and what keeps me coming back for more.
Oh no, I just heard a fly or something in there. We'll go figure. Hello. Hi.
Oh my goodness, it's brand new.
It smells so good.
I am so excited. I feel like that went by really fast.
Is it a fly or a bee? Oh, it's a bee.
It even like look like a brighter color.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Doesn't it smell so much better?
Oh
You would not believe the dust. I made a video. Made
The
sure to
dust?
make a video.
Yeah,
Holy
I bet.
I'm like, just this is gonna make all the difference.
Oh my gosh. I'm literally so. Oh my gosh. Even like the feet part, like here.
Oh yeah.
Damn. Damn. Look at what you do.
There's probably a lot under there you didn't know was there.
I'm so excited. You have no idea.
You should be
It
able to
looks
see
so
at night
good.
now too. This one is for
Dude,
Jordan.
Oh my gosh.
This
wow,
car,
the lights look good
this
still.
car is in such good condition.
Really? I'm glad.
Well, my friends, that is it for this detail, and I'm just gonna get hyper focused on trying to get this little bumblebee out of this vehicle. But if we kept your attention, if this video was helpful, give it a thumbs up, and also hit that subscribe button if you haven't subscribed yet. I thank you all for watching, for hanging out with us today, and until next time.